Hi, folks. Welcome back. Now, we all know Democrats love to brand themselves as a party of compassion, the bleeding hearts, the soul of America, the ones who feel your pain. But when the sirens go off and working class families are stuck in gridlock trying to outrun a tsunami, where are the empathetic elites? Hiding behind gates, apparently. Take Oprah, the so-called queen of kindness. Except when it comes to opening one road that could literally save lives in Hawaii, suddenly the big heart shrinks faster than Gavin Newsom's approval rating. These people will cry on camera for political theater, but when it's time to do something as simple as unlatch a gate for people fleeing a potential disaster, they ghost harder than Biden at a press conference. Now let's start at the beginning. A massive 8.7 earthquake struck off the coast of Russia, triggering tsunami warnings for the entire American West Coast, including Hawaii.
You may be hearing another alert coming in. So apologies for any audio disruption right now. You may be hearing another alert coming in. This is from emergency officials warning of the incoming tsunami warning following an 8.7 quake. First wave is expected to arrive at 7:17 tonight.
Now, as tsunami sirens echoed across Hawaii and emergency alerts urged residents to flee to higher ground, panic quickly gave way to gridlock. Roads jammed, families were trapped in cars, and time was running out. And in the midst of this, attention turned over to Oprah Winfrey, a part-time Maui resident and owner of over 2,000 acres on the island, including a private road up the side of Haleakala volcano. She's opened that road in past crises, including during the wildfires in 2019 and 2023. But this time, as waves threatened the coastline, locals reported the gate remained closed.
Look at this. I think they're trying to open Oprah's road. Come on, Oprah. Save us. Roads all the way up country, bro. All the way up country. She got it all to herself. And everybody trying to get in. Cops trying to open it. Nope. Still closed. Man. She got her own road from Wailea all the way up country, which is the safe zone. And she won't even save us. Now, I don't know that, but road's still closed. People are still passing it. And we're still stuck. And a tsunami is coming. I have an hour and a half until it hits. So
now, for additional context, let's take a look at this map shared by journalist Nick Sordo on X. It shows the stark reality that residents face trying to escape the tsunami on Maui. The red line is a public route to higher ground, completely gridlocked, and worse, it winds all the way around the island in a long indirect loop. The blue line is Oprah's private road, a direct route cutting straight up towards safety, bypassing the traffic and chaos below. Clearly a life-saving route, but as we saw, locals and police were begging her to open it. She didn't, for whatever reason, and as a result, as the final siren sounded, families sat stranded outside her gate with nowhere to go. Now, I think it goes without saying that this isn't just about a road. It's a vivid snapshot of America's elite hypocrisy. Oprah, who's built a media empire on the image of generosity and moral clarity, had a rare chance to back it up with real-world action. Instead, her silence said everything. When the cameras are off and the stakes are real, the Democrat elites retreat behind their gates, leaving the working class to fend for themselves. This moment doesn't just undermine Democrat moral authority, it exposes the hollowness of an entire cultural framework built on curated compassion and selective outrage. All that being said, Oprah did eventually open the gates to her private road after intense public pressure and widespread outrage online. It wasn't a truly proactive act of compassion. It was more of a reactive move once the optics became impossible to ignore. Police were the ones who ultimately opened the gate during the evacuation, not Oprah herself. And by the time it happened, families had already spent critical minutes, if not hours, stuck in gridlock with tsunami sirens blaring. It's truly a telling example of how Democrat leadership often comes only when public image is on the line, not when lives are. Oprah responded to the backlash on social media through a spokesperson, claiming that reports of her refusing to open the road were false. According to the statement given to Newsweek, Winfrey's team contacted local law enforcement and FEMA as soon as they heard the tsunami warnings to ensure the road was opened, and that it would remain accessible as long as necessary. The spokesperson also noted that police were on site assisting residents through in groups of 50 cars at a time for safety. But while the statement paints a picture of swift coordination, the timeline and the fact that law enforcement, not Oprah or her team, physically opened the gate raises a lot of questions. The outcry didn't really erupt in a vacuum. It came from on-the-ground frustration, live footage as we saw, and desperate pleas from locals stuck in gridlock while the most direct escape route sat unused. If the road was meant to be open from the start, why did it take a viral backlash for action to visibly occur? Look, at the end of the day, Oprah's road scandal isn't a PR hiccup. It's a mirror reflecting the rot at the heart of Democrat moral theater. The story is simple. A natural disaster strikes, locals beg for access to the fastest escape route, and a billionaire who's built an empire on compassion and social justice doesn't act until the backlash becomes a trending liability. Her spokesperson now insists the road was always meant to be open, but that only underscores a deeper issue. Democrat cultural gatekeepers have perfected the art of appearing righteous while outsourcing real responsibility to government agencies and PR teams. This is the same ideological clash that dominates education, media, philanthropy, and the halls of Congress, always preaching equity and empathy, yet vanishing the moment action costs them something tangible. In a society increasingly shaped by curated virtue and institutional decay, moments like this expose the truth. The further removed a Democrat ruling class is from consequence, the more performative their morality becomes. And when reality crashes through, whether in the form of a tsunami or public outrage of some sort, it reveals just how thin that facade truly is. So the question isn't just what Oprah did, it's what we've allowed power and performance to become in this country. How many times will we watch Democrat elites brand themselves as moral leaders only to discover their compassion ends at their property line? How long will we keep mistaking celebrity for character or press releases for truth? If even life and death moments can be spun, delayed, or sanitized to protect the image of the powerful, what does that say about the institutions shaping our culture and the values they claim to uphold? Maybe the real danger isn't just the wave on the horizon, but the one we've already accepted, a flood of curated empathy where accountability is optional and consequences are for everyone else. You tell me what you think in the comments down below. Hope you have a terrific day. Peace.